Hello and welcome to this module on Introduction to Online Learning. The objectives of this module are: describe online learning, identify the basic concepts of teaching online, and analyze persistent models and the role of course quality standards in course development to support the creation of effective online courses. First, let's start with a few definitions. ALA defines that online learning is the use of the internet to access learning materials, to interact with the content, instructor, and other learners, and to obtain support during the learning process in order to acquire knowledge, to construct personal meaning, and to grow from the learning experience. There are many online definitions out there, but this is like a really good one for you to start thinking about what online learning means. And with what Ali is trying to say is that online learning involves more than just the presentation and delivery of materials using the web. The learner and the learning process should be the focus of the online learning, not only the design and the development of the online learning, but the focus of the whole course, the program that you're trying to implement. Another definition is Fisher and Wicksham, which they define online learning as effective online learning environments that engages students toward higher levels of thinking to promote active student involvement, accommodate individual difference, and motivate learners. So this is really focused on the learner per se and really focused on getting them involved, getting them active in that online course. In addition to these many definitions, and I want you to think about that there's not a right one, but there are many out there, and then you just need to really consider which one is the best for the approach that you're going to be taking. And within those, there are approaches for online learning, and these approaches are two. Uh, One is synchronous, and the other is asynchronous learning. Synchronous learning is instruction and collaboration in real time via the internet, while asynchronous learning methods use the time delay capabilities of the internet. If we want to go more in depth what synchronous learning is, this typically involves tools such as live chat, audio and video conference, data and application sharing, share whiteboard, virtual hand raising, joint view of multimedia presentation in online slideshow. So basically would be if I were uh, having you all meet in Zoom class or in a Zoom session, and would be all be at the same time together. We might not be in the same location, but we would have a particular time where we would meet and we would be talking and the class would be happening. So that's usually when we talk about synchronous learning or synchronous tools that will be applying for that particular type of online learning. The second one is asynchronous learning. This typically involves tools such as email, thread discussion, file attachments, recorded lectures, and Web 2.0 activities. So you may be thinking now, so what is the difference between one over the other, right? So asynchronous courses are still instructor facilitated, but are not conducted in real time, which means that students and teachers can engage in course-related activities at their convenience. In asynchronous courses, learning does not need to be scheduled in the same way as synchronous learning, allowing the students and the instructors the benefits of anytime, anywhere learning, which is basically what is happening with this course right here. We do not have a designated time for us to meet, and you can watch this presentation at your convenience whenever you feel that is more appropriate for you, when you have downtime to actually watch this presentation. So basically that is the difference between synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. In addition to these two types and two approaches for online learning, there are many terms that are associated with online learning, and these terminologies are often interchangeably, which are online learning, e-learning, and distance education. There are many opportunities for instructors who are teaching online. One of them is expanding the reach of the curriculum. Online teaching can expand existing curriculum to students on a regional, national, and international level. They also provide a variety of communication opportunities. as there are different types of communication with students, such as email. You can also use voice threads, just as like we are using in this course. There is a sense of increased participation from a student because you will likely have more participation from more students in the course, since the participation needs to be virtual. And you can reach as many students within the online course because they're not depending by a physical space, right? So you can reach students who may not otherwise be able to take your course. So these are some of the ways that can be opportunities for the instructor. Other opportunities can also be new technology that can be used to engage and motivate students, and it can also be used to support students in their learning activities. Online teaching can allow you to experiment with techniques only available in online environments, such as thread discussions. It is also very convenient for the instructor teaching this course because teaching online can offer teachers the convenience not available in traditional classroom settings, for example, at home office hours and flexible work schedules. And also online teaching techniques such as web-based course calendars and simple papers posts on the internet can easily be incorporated in traditional courses. So it does provide new ideas and techniques to be implemented in traditional courses. So these are some of the opportunities for the instructors teaching online. The opportunities for students are similar, but in another degree. One is the same convenience and flexibility, especially for non-traditional students with jobs and families. The control and pace. Online learning provides control over their own learning, so you have that sense of control of your learning as you're navigating through the course or through the activities. It also provides the opportunity to learn at your own pace, at your own schedule, by keeping up with the course deadlines. Interaction communication, there is increased interaction with the instructor and other students. Online students also get to communicate in a variety of ways, so there's not just one way to communicate. There are opportunities for students who might not ordinarily participate or join in the course. It is student-centered, so there are a variety of online tools to draw on individual learning styles and help students become versatile learners. And then there's a sense of collaborative learning, right? So you can work in groups, that to become more active participant in the learning process. Within any benefits, there are always some challenges. Some of the challenges for the instructors are the lack of training to teach online, or the assumption that no training is needed. The assumption that your face-to-face course will translate to online course without design development, and that is often one where instructors really think that there's no need to do a redesign of a course when it is converted to when it's moved from a face-to-face to an online course. Lack of familiarity with online environment and technology needed to teach. Being available to students on an extended basis electronically. Provide timely responses and feedback to students. In asynchronous activities, the lack of body language and facial expression from students can have a little impact in the communication. Both students and facilitator must possess a minimal level of computer knowledge in order to function successfully in an online environment. And some of the challenges for the students are there is a great responsibility. Um, as assumption by the students that online is easier, right? So most of the students think that, oh, I'm taking an online course, it is easier, and it is often not the case. It is more difficult because there are more activities, more ways of you participating and engage within the course. The organization is another key point here because students need to be well organized, self-motivated, and possess a high degree of time management skills in order to keep up with the pace of the course. The other thing too is like students are dependent learners and have difficulty assuming responsibility required by the online paradigm. So these are some of the things that often instructors and students will face and have problems within the online learning. And this video was just for us to basically touch base and talk about some of these main concepts and discuss them as you're going to be engaging in other activities about online teaching and online learning within and throughout this course.